numbers, 80% of women think that that's sex crime. The numbers don't lie.
Oh my God. Oh, it's off to work they go. Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
We were talking about uploads and stuff before work. It's never fun. Do you ever feel haunted by people that aren't dead?
Yeah.
People that are not every day in your life or something, but their voices are still in your head regularly.
I don't think about them that often. I usually have a couple weeks disconnection that I think about them frequently, and then it dwindles after a while.
Do you feel like you're going through a period of that now?
No, not really. I mean, I thought about someone quite a bit because I texted them, but other than that,
Well, but it was Easter weekend and you kind of avoided living family that were expecting you. Brother and sister, your mom. Mom kind of did her own thing, but you're supposed to have Easter with your brother and sister.
I didn't avoid them on purpose. It was more like,
Well, no, okay, wait a minute. You didn't avoid them on purpose. You had
Well-
a set plan.
yes,
So, what do you mean not on purpose?
I guess that's on purpose.
Well, I'm trying to understand what the ghosts in your head are.
It's not ghosts in my head. I just didn't.
Okay, no, so
I didn't follow through.
what goes through? I see in my head. What I go is, oh, it's my previous experiences leading me one way or another, as opposed to I'm looking at them without the fog, the ghosts, the past.
I don't need to have a reason to.
You get that there's a reason in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere there's a reason.
You're claiming
I
I don't
mean,
need a
maybe
reason
maybe it has
is
to
a
do.
reason.
Maybe it has to do with. I like to push people away. I prefer to be by myself. I don't know if I actually prefer to be by myself or if I just.
I mean, you
prefer
spent the
not to.
weekend with people,
Yes.
and you had a really good time with people, so that doesn't fit. No, I'm interested.
I don't know.
Because
I don't.
I know
I
that-
don't.
so-
I don't give too much thought as to why I.
Why? What if it's people you care about?
I don't know. Like, I like to spend time with people. I like to enjoy people's presence. I just don't always end up hanging out with everyone. I don't know how to.
You spend most of your time alone. No, I wasn't thinking it was.
I don't-
mean, it isn't that you make lots of plans.
No.
But did you see the similarities? The ghosts that behaved exactly the same way.
What do you mean?
People that didn't reach out, that had made plans, that didn't show up. And then you did it to somebody else. You let that ghost control you.
I don't think about it.
But you did exactly the same thing.
I did the same thing. I may not have had the same motivation to do it.
No, I know. So no, I no. It was interesting to me that I was like, what is it that haunts him, that allows him to do that? Well, yeah. Like, how do you end up there? That it struck me so forcefully that you guys did exactly the same thing. You and the people that didn't show up for you. But then you did that to your brother and sister.
I didn't even think about it like that.
But isn't it? There were two sets of kids waiting on people that mattered to them, right? You on Saturday, and them on Sunday. And what I thought was, oh damn, he's reacting to what she did, and what he's doing is repeating the exact behavior.
It wasn't that.
Well, I know I don't think that as a thought that was what you thought. I don't, but when I looked at the behaviors, they were identical.
It was more of a short-term thought, more that I wanted to hang out with my friends.
How would, okay, was that what she thought?
No,
Have you spoken to her at all?
not yesterday. Kid.
Why didn't you answer when, I guess, what, stepdad or not stepdad?
Well, both of them called me. I didn't want to talk.
Why were you mad?
I
The
wasn't
person that was
mad,
ready.
I just
Well,
didn't
but that's
wanna
how
talk.
that's how that comes across, though,
I
right?
understand. I just didn't want to talk.
Do you worry that your brother and sister feel like you don't care about them?
Yeah, but I don't.
If it hurts, my thought is this: when I brought up the subject of ghosts, what I meant was there are people whose ways of living and our life, we're still carrying all those voices from our childhood. That we're still. Uh, we were talking the other day, my brother and I,
Mhm.
about my mom growing up.
Mhm.
And when we were growing up, she was a lot of times really sad because her mom wanted things. Her mom considered us to be the people that had stuff.
Mhm.
And so she would put my mom in tears because my mom would have to go, no, we have to pay our bills. We were
Right.
not really,
That, yeah.
we were never, I mean, they did well after I left. It wasn't like I grew up having stuff.
Right.
Um, that we had enough of a memory of that, talking about our daughter and the loss, my daughter, the loss she was going through.
Mhm.
One of our biggest concerns was that this other family might, what if her other family treats her like the family used to treat mom? So you have those experiences with you so that you see pieces and go, whoa. And sometimes what happens is you don't go, whoa, and you repeat behaviors that aren't even yours. So not ghosts like you necessarily even hear voices, but ghosts in the way you behave. Like we find places where we're comfortable doing a thing that we're not comfortable doing because it's our experience.
Mhm.
So we go, well, that's okay, because we're trying to prove it's okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm uncomfortable with ignoring people.
Well, you should be.
I'm only uncomfortable with the conversation afterwards.
Create that. You are uncomfortable because you feel the guilt afterwards. You follow, but I'm not arguing. I'm going, okay, you're going, yes, but I can ignore the guilt when I'm doing it, but I feel bad later. Well, how would you get to the point of not feeling bad? I'm asking that in my head, totally in my head, philosophically, I'm like, oh, it sounds like it hurts you. You're going, well, yes, but it doesn't hurt me when I do it. It hurts me later. Well, okay, that still hurts you. I don't want my dude to be hurting himself, whether it's cutting himself or just finding ways to. I Do you get what I mean by ghosts now? The ghosts of our past, the things that mold who we are sometimes in ways we don't want to be molded,
Mhm.
the things that we're carrying that are reactive versus logical. That so often the things we regret are the things that are the actions that are kind of ingrained, the ruts we're trying to get out of. And I don't know how to fight those ghosts other than actively. But if like I avoid people too, a ton. One of the things I've really worked on is being open to receiving. The idea of talking to people. That you're not always going to say what I want to hear. You can't be attached to that. But I make a point of standing by my word because I'm the only one that can give it value. And the less value you give it, the less comfort it gives to people. Then it makes, as you know from experience, you feel like you just shouldn't trust that person. You shouldn't expect them to be there for you when you need them because you know they could just ignore you. But that's an option. I don't ever want to feel like it's an option of just ignoring you. And so when I think about it like I think about the people, not the action. I felt awful when I was so depressed I couldn't answer the phone. You know, where I would send text messages and go, "Hey, you know what? I know I'm not answering, but that doesn't mean I just because it was important to me for people to understand that it was not a comment on them. Because otherwise, people will assume it's a comment on them, even if they're small children. It, I watched a 5-year-old one time have a birthday party, and somebody left early to go to another birthday party, and he quit calling them by their relationship name and called them by their first name for the next 6 months. Kids notice. It affects them. You remember because it hurt like a motherfucker. How do you set those ghosts down so you're not doing that? If you know how much it hurts, what makes it okay?
I don't think anything makes it okay, but I also
I'm not here judging. I'm just trying to figure it through.
I don't think I want to fix it. I mean, I'll have the conversation of like, hey, I know I messed up with this situation. I'll have that conversation. I just I don't
Literally, what we're talking about is people's ability to count. You don't think that's worth fixing?
I don't know.
No. I'm not. I'm trying. I'm literally trying to understand. Please don't. I'm trying to go. Okay, wait a minute though. That doesn't make sense to me. Just to me, I'm not. I'm going. Ooh, you're in the middle of trying to build relationships with people. You're talking about emailing additional people. But if there's no follow through, the hardest part of making good friends is being a good friend, showing up. But showing up's half the battle. Damn, showing up and knowing. That's the whole battle there. I just realized G.I. Joe taught me something. Knowing is half the battle. Showing up is the other half of the battle. Just being there. Do you ever wonder, do you question where that comes from? That willingness to ignore people? Do you think it's okay to ignore people?
not really.
Then, okay. So, it's a way for your psyche to protect you, though, is how you feel? Like, I'm trying to figure out what the motivation is.
I mean, I guess I don't. Not. A lot easier to put someone out.
What things you commit to? What about follow through? feels so good when it happens. How do you build a wish it was easy? Or do you just not, you don't care? I don't understand. For me personally, I can't not care. So it's kind of so it's foreign to me. That's why I'm asking so many questions.
It's not that I don't care. It's more that I don't care.
When that text is sitting there looking at you, I mean, I happen to sit here with you. I know your phone is with you 24/7. Anybody that knows you knows that. Everybody knows it's a conscious decision not to answer a text. All your friends know that your phone is always in your hand. We're very aware that you look at it and then go, never mind. Very aware. No one is unaware. Like, where you go, oh, I've been away from my phone for, everybody knows that's a lie. So you shouldn't tell that lie because everybody knows that's a lie. So it becomes more offensive. It's like, your phone's in your hand right now and you're on the air. And traditionally, you should never have a phone in your hand. Well, yeah, but my point is, it's attached. It's always a lie, and we know it. And that's upsetting, because then on top of it all, you're being lied to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, God, he must really, A, think I'm stupid, and B, not be, damn. Oh, I know I wasn't reaching out wanting anything. Everybody was reaching out, though, weren't they? Everybody and their brother. And nobody rose to the level of mattering? Is that how it feels? I'm trying to understand.
No. With that, I ignored my phone.
I don't
ignored my phone till 7. I didn't wake up till 2. And then I didn't start responding to people till 7.
That's honest. You left out the part in the middle. And that's more honest. I know that. It's like you woke up, your phone was in your hand. I don't understand why. I'm trying to noodle through it with you. What are these ghosts that haunt you so much? Talk to people.
No, I know what it is. It's my dad.
Real ghosts. I wasn't expecting that.
No, I like to think that I forgave him for when I was a child and he would say, hey, we're gonna do this. Or whatever it was.
Okay.
But because I have that experience, it makes it easier for me to admit.
Why? Because it hurts so much, it's okay to do to other people.
It makes it easier for me to push people away.
You're never around people. That doesn't make sense.
It's not just that. I don't want to always talk to people. I don't want to.
We talk to people every single night. We talk to girls all the time. We don't have a problem talking to people. It's about family. It's about people. People, you don't have a problem with. They get lots of respect. How does him hurting you make it okay to hurt other people? No. I'm asking. This is not a judgment. This is me trying to understand. I am so sorry. I don't mean to. I'm interested.
It doesn't even feel like a judgment. More so feels like.
How does it feel to them? You've been there. You know what it felt like when your dad did it to you. So how does it feel to them? How does that make you feel? I spend lots of time with the ghosts in my head. My reaction is the opposite. I remember all the people that I have ever hurt. And I remember everything that has ever hurt me. And I desperately try not to do that again. Because I don't go to the ghosts for me. The ghosts are the people that aren't in my life anymore. That exes, and there's kids, and there's friends, and things I didn't get right. Because the reality is the only thing I can do is try and get it right. And for me, the first rule is anything that's ever been done to me that hurts, anything where I'm like, hey, you shouldn't do that to people, I have to care it. I have to go, I can't do that to people. It hurts. That in my pain, I don't want to share it. I want to learn from it, not inflict it on others. So I noodle my way through it, trying to go, why are these voices and excuses in my head that are people from my past that, no, those are unnecessary bits and they're not right. I'm constantly trying to set down any judgment. I try to have conversations like this in a way that very much I'm just trying to understand, because I feel the same. Like I get those moments. I get moments where I can't talk to anybody. My rule's always been if I make plans, I have to follow through because people have to count on my word, because that lessens their struggle in the world. To have one person in the world somebody can count on. That's the only, and it was all that I had left. That I was a convicted felon. People didn't really want to hire me. What I had was my word and my work ethic. What I had was my ability to show people that I was more than just that single note. And people learned they could count on me. And being able to count on someone is probably one of the most valuable things you can give somebody. It's that compassionate listening. It's that I see you, that you exist in this world as who you are, and that you're a whole person with struggles and strife and victories and failures and all of those things that make us who we are. And I have this theory that part of what we're carrying is not all the people that have died, but all the voices of the people that have lived around us always. So not just family, but friends and schoolmates, and we're affected. You can close your eyes right now, and I guarantee there are multiple school stories where you can picture the people involved, and you can hear those voices. And it was the thing you learned. That, oh, in this situation at school, it went this way. Well, those voices are still with us. You know what I mean? On the theory that I can go, oh, for me, I can remember picking up Devin Rice and running him up the stairs at St. Charles, because I was finally done with, what, when it came out that I believed in nonviolence, it wasn't Devin Rice. It was Patrick Rice. Sorry, Devin, you're a great guy. You're a good guy now too, Pat. But anyways, that those things form us. Those things we claim we don't know, we still have this weird list of things we know that are all based on experiences. And how do we let them affect us? He says yawningly. How do those voices, they're the thing that when you go to do something that you have all of a sudden you have a memory. Like, oh, I remember when I did this before, it went that way. PTSD. Shutting down. Not dealing. It's that there are so many moments where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just going to leave the room. I apologize if this comes off as antagonistic, because that was not my goal. My goal was to start a very real conversation about very real things we both deal with.
I guess it's easier to warn people when you deal with the consequences later than
What does that do to the people? You're literally waiting on that phone call for somebody to say sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, you've already given up on that phone.
No, that phone call's come several times. I like to say I don't hold grudges and that I don't.
Well, no, I've always known that's a lie. I know that. I live here with you. You are a very grudgy person.
I have to let things go in my own time.
No. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I'm just talking about what we were talking about, and it's funny because you're admitting how you're feeling. What we're talking about is the two people feel that way because of you. How do you think they feel? Have they already given up on you? So it's easier? Do you want
I
that?
hope not, but maybe.
How do you? I hope not. What does that involve any action or just a? Oh, I hope not.
I think that's a conversation I guess. Doesn't.
What if you had picked up that one phone call and said, you know what, I'm having a really rough day. So and so didn't show up yesterday, and you know what? Can you please tell them how much I love them? And wouldn't that have been easier? No, in hindsight, you have an answer. I'm asking. I'm not. These are not right. There's no right answers. There's not. I'm not trying to. Okay, I'm just trying to talk through it, and I'm trying to relate that you're not alone. That I have spent months where I couldn't answer the phone. Now, for me, that would mean you got to get to the therapist right now. And you need to get your meds checked. That's a symptom of severe depression. Um, and I worry about you. I worry when I can't get a hold. I worry. I didn't call more on Monday. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get ready to do this. And I knew maybe he'll show up. It's scary. And it's hard because you feel connected and passionate together and like it matters. You know? You could have texted my long message back with I have no idea. I don't know how Sunday went. I know that I never saw you or heard from you. I was worried. I was worried. Because I care. That's why I can't ignore people. Some days it sucks. Some days I wish I could do that. That I'm jealous of all the people that can make it all about themselves and ignore the other people. Because, God, that sounds easier. Well, it's not just something to care. I don't have to pay attention. I don't know how to not do that.
I think everyone thinks the other side is easier.
You think caring's easier? But you do care. Or you wouldn't feel bad after that, just so you know. I already know you care. I don't think this is about you not caring. The hard part is figuring out what it's about so that you can create a space for other people to exist in around you. Where they get to be who they are, too. Where you see them as who they are. That I can't help but see people. I don't know what to do. I see friggin' cats. I have trouble. I feel guilty for relationships with axolotls.
If I could, like, go back, I think maybe I would make it. So. No one depends on me.
Why?
some
That isn't
extent, I
how
don't.
life
No,
works,
I know
though.
that's not how life. I understand that, but it's.
Sounds miserable. You're this amazing person with so
I'm so
much to give,
tired. I'm
and
so tired of meeting people and people meeting me and people like support and people giving me support and people giving me love and caring about what I got going on. Like it doesn't help me feel better as much as I want it to. It doesn't make me feel good when people tell me, "Oh, I love what you're doing," and blah 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 blah, and this, and oh, it sounds like you're really trying. And I don't know, it just
oh, you're fine.
it ends up feeling like I don't want anyone to look at me like something to care about. I don't want anyone to care. I don't want, I mean, I care about myself, yes, but like I don't know that I do
I don't
because
think you
it's
do. I think this is all about you having trouble caring. I think this, and this is, I could be totally wrong. When I look at what you're going through, what I see is not that you don't care about other people. You value yourself so lowly that, of course, they're not going to notice you're not answering. Of course, it's not going to be a big deal. You've made a story in your head where they don't care. Dude, I do. I care deeply. I know you're saying what I want is people not to care, but bro, I do care. I notice when you're not here. First day, I'm usually like, hell yeah, party! Second day, I'm like, man, where's Ross? I don't want to tell somebody something stupid. You know? Don't worry about it. Being in a world where you want no one to care about you, it's a place to stay. What is it? It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. Yada yada. Rain makes the flowers grow. Struggle rings the school bell. Yay, take off the masks, quit trying to be what everybody else wants, but be a viable you and love you. Those people love you, even the ones that really screwed up this weekend. That wasn't about you, that was about them. Same true for the other people that I have to look at and go, hey, it wasn't about you. You know, he was going through something. You know, the question is trying to figure out who are you and why are you holding yourself away from the rest of us when you're so amazing. I know you don't want to hear that right now, but I believe in you. And for the record, I've seen what a compassionate individual you are. I don't buy into the I don't care shit. I buy into a struggle inside of you, though, about caring. That what happened this weekend caused you to greater devalue yourself. And that kind of spread. Well, I want you to know that I am excited and happy you're in the studio in my life. Excited for your birthday. And proud of the young man you are. That I see you struggling. And I know struggle is universal. Bro, I honor that struggle in you. See you fighting with yourself, fighting with your ghosts. Know that that's normal. You're not alone. The fact that I'm 50 and seem to have it somewhat more together is bullshit in the first place. And secondly, I've got better than 30 years on you on figuring out how to deal with feeling that way. I've spent decades of pulling away, so don't. This is not a, oh, you're 19, why don't you have this fixed? I find it interesting the idea that we let so many people live rent free in our head. You know, But as opposed to learning the lessons that are in our head, we allow it to control us. We don't want to be controlled. I just remember how bad I would feel if my brother was gone. I got to the point where I had a lot of people in my life that I sent a special email, text message that basically said, this message doesn't mean you need to reply. This message means that there's somebody out here that cares. Here's a hug. And I actually had a hip hop song. I think I sent it to you at one point, just so you can see it. Long time ago.
Yeah.
And
I know what you're talking about.
a lot of people struggle with that. It's really hard, especially when you look at the phone, you hear the voices in your head. The ghosts are already there, even though there's a living person on the other end of that phone. You think of the million things, and a million feelings, and the million you don't want to go into if she didn't show up. You don't want to go into explanations. Are the kids going to go, well, so how was mom? But there's so many things attached to all of that. Complicated things. But you're you. You exist separate from all of that. It's okay to set some of it down. Can't carry that right. But the hard part is being honest in the mirror. It used to haunt me that I saw my dad. In a bad way. And then eventually it got so it wasn't bad. Well, don't get me wrong, like I said, about 20 years. We were very similar in a lot of ways. So you would see things that you didn't like. That were, oh, yeah, I should work on that. For a long time, I dealt with he likes my wife better than he likes me. In ghost form. We all don't realize how much holding on and having attachment to the past creates who we are and slows us down from us deciding who we are. All of those voices in our head are the weight we're trying to get rid of. Not in the sense of getting rid of the people, but in the sense of so that we can find our true self. And it's buried under all those pieces, all those voices, all of those ghosts. That when you noodle it out, there's a million lines to a million things, and you know what I mean? And it's like you're Gulliver, and it's the little people holding you down with all the ropes that you can't even move. All of these attachments, the ghosts of our past, real and otherwise, as we were saying, that how looking down at the phone and going, how do I explain that God, I'm still depressed? I want to be fixed. I already want to be better. For me, it was how do I tell these people that, no, I'm supposed to be getting better and I'm not right now? Or how do I tell them I just can't deal with it right now? Or how do I tell them, how do I talk to them? What if they ask me hard questions? No, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to noodle it out. These are I'm relating things I've been through. People I've avoided, like, oh my God, I avoided almost all of the people I went to St. Charles with for literally decades. My school experience, looking back, didn't get better until I was much further away from it. Didn't fit in. Never fit in. Those of you that are wondering, look, I don't fit in. I still don't fit in. I'm trying to start a nonprofit. I'm getting ready to run a $60,000 telethon. This is not how you do this. You know what I mean? That it's okay to not fit in. It's okay to be carrying stuff. Life is complicated. The only thing we're guaranteed is the struggle. You had an amazing weekend because you saw over the struggle. And that's a beautiful thing. I was worried about that. Because I really wanted you to have a good birthday. I wanted you to feel like it was a new chapter. Not like it was one more bad thing. Because, like I say, I don't even know how to describe the relationship, whether I adopted you or you're my brother or whatever the fuck it is. But it means the world to me. You mean the world to me, dude. I know we fight over stuff. And I know the ghosts in both of our heads. Sometimes we feel like the other one's the antagonist or something, when really we're just trying to communicate. Got this. The first fire of the year was pretty amazing. And it ended up with you guys standing outside and little B working his fire magic. He was so proud of himself for days. He really was. He loved being out there and just showing off. Because everybody's always surprised the 9-year-old's out working the fire. But I mean, he's been working the fire since he was 5, so I've always been the way you teach kids how to deal with fire is you teach them how to play with fire in a fire pit with big long sticks. That's that way you understand how fire works. Don't listen to the ghosts and don't get burned, folks. I wish everyone the best. Happy Tuesday. May there be tacos. Get more ribs. Get more pork. Is that your plan for the day?
Yeah.
40, 50 pounds later of beef. Not beef, pork. It's okay for there to be ghosts in your head, but you have to decide. You have to be able to decide who you listen to. You can't just let them run you around. Or you'll end up in the same paths you're trying to walk out. You know? That you value those things. That's why you try to devalue. You're a beautiful soul. And you know what? You have a ton of compassion. And no, I totally get how a little more complicated than that. But where's the line? Ghosts 41922. Here we are on a Tuesday, dreaming of tacos.